Hello, and welcome to Nighttime Fables, a haven where stories come to life under the gentle hush of evening, guiding you toward a peaceful night's rest. Tonight, we bring you another calming tale, one crafted to ease your mind and invite a sense of tranquil calm. But first, let's take a few moments to prepare both body and mind for a restful sleep. Make yourself comfortable, and with each slow inhale and gentle exhale, feel the day's worries slowly melt away. It can be challenging to separate from the bustle of the day, especially as bedtime nears. Yet remember, the less we fret about falling asleep, the more our minds can let go of lingering tension. Let the gentle flow of your breathing soothe any concerns and allow tonight's story to guide you into a deep, restorative slumber. Now get cozy and let the soft glow of nighttime fables envelope you. Enjoy this story, and may it lead you into a serene and restful sleep. Permit your mind then to embark upon a different current, one perhaps less charted yet suffused with a comparable tranquility. Envision yourself holidaying in Florentia, navigating its stone-paved arteries en route to witness an artwork of epochal renown. Here, where the light falls golden, our narrative unfurls. You tread softly through the art repository's grand portal, each footfall a distinct echo against the cool stone beneath. Though eagerness quickens your pulse for the chamber beyond, you deliberately temper your pace, luxuriating in the delicious weight of anticipation. Mere moments separate you from a face-to-face encounter with an icon. Your destination? The Academia Gallery, nestled deep within Florentia's historic heart. This hallowed space cradles the planet's most celebrated sculpture, Lorenzo Bellini's The Sentinel. Entering a long tribune, flanked by silent sentinels of carved stone and pigmented canvas, your eye catches its first, distant impression. There, commanding the corridor's terminus upon its plinth, stands the colossal form. Bellini's masterwork embodies the biblical champion, the watchman. He is rendered as a youth of formidable musculature, poised erect, his intense gaze cast sideways. One hand grips a simple sling. He stands on the precipice of his fabled confrontation with the tyrant. Drawn by an invisible current, you advance, yearning to absorb the artistry in finer resolution. The Sentinel possesses such pervasive fame that he strikes a chord of uncanny familiarity. His likeness permeates the world, emblazoned on posters, bound within books, replicated on innumerable keepsakes. To behold him in the flesh feels almost dreamlike, akin to an audience with living eminence. Yet despite this perceived acquaintance, nothing truly prepares you for the corporeal presence. The Sentinel transcends mere life size. 17 feet he ascends, a titan dwarfing the assembly of onlookers clustered at his base. Joining the quiet congregation, you find the scene reminiscent of a hushed concert hall. The Sentinel occupies the stage, his admirers gazing upward in silent reverence. Bellini's magnificent creation resonates with such potent energy, such contained dynamism, that thinking of the Sentinel merely as sculpted stone becomes an exercise in futility. He feels intensely alive. One can readily imagine him drawing breath, descending from his marble dais. Naturally, the Sentinel represents an idealized human physique. His staggering height and flawless anatomy diverge from strict realism. Certain features exhibit subtle exaggeration or disproportion, perhaps a deliberate concession by Bellini to viewers positioned far below. Nevertheless, an astonishing verisimilitude pervades the work. You observe the gentle swell and curve of his musculature, the intricate cartography of veins etched upon his hand, and then his countenance, a vessel brimming with expression, with profound emotion, the furrowed brow, the unwavering focused stare. He seems irrevocably human. How staggering the thought occurs that this entire presence emerged from a solitary block of Carrara marble. Lorenzo Bellini commenced his labor upon the Sentinel in 1501, a mere 26 years of age. City dignitaries at that juncture pondered the fate of an immense yet flawed slab of marble. A pair of artisans had already attempted and failed to wrest a figure from its challenging mass. The youthful Bellini, already credited with other sculptural triumphs in his native Florentia, including the poignant depiction of Yeshua cradled by Miriam, now housed within Rome's St. Peter's Basilica, faced his most formidable artistic trial. 3 years he devoted to this singular pursuit, patiently chipping away the stone's rough exterior. Your guidebook mentions a resonant quote attributed to Bellini. In correspondence, the artist purportedly wrote something akin to, "I perceived the figure within the marble and carved relentlessly until I liberated him." As you continue your circumambulation, absorbing every facet, every nuanced detail, this sentiment resonates, liberating the figure trapped within the stone. It's a concept of exquisite beauty, extending far beyond this specific marble giant. There lies a profound truth in this vision of the artist's purpose: to unshackle their creation, releasing it into the world, free for discovery by any and all who encounter it. Florentia itself overflows with such liberated creations, awaiting discovery around every corner. The Accademia holds more treasures still, including other marble figures by Bellini, known collectively as the captives. These forms appear to strain against the very stone encasing them, perpetually striving for release. You dedicate further time to exploring the gallery, drinking in other masterpieces of the Renaissance. Yet, after a spell, you sense it is time to withdraw. Works of this magnitude are best assimilated incrementally. You recall reading of an unusual affliction documented in Florentia. While immersed in the city's splendors, the French writer Valéry experienced such overwhelming emotion that he nearly succumbed to faintness. Ever since, the term Valéry syndrome describes the potent, sometimes disorienting, feelings evoked in visitors here. It's easy to feel submerged. This compact city bears such a density of history, such an astonishing concentration of art and architecture, that a measured approach feels wisest. Absorb one marvel, then pause. Perhaps another gallery awaits tomorrow. For the present, however, you feel the pull of the city streets, a desire to wander aimlessly through its ancient core. Outside, the afternoon unfolds warm and sun-drenched, yet a congenial breeze drifts through the air, carrying the sweet perfume of jasmine mingled with tempting aromas wafting from nearby trattorias. Florentia exudes a relaxed, unhurried charm. It feels less like a frantic metropolis, more like a tranquil town where bicycles and pedestrians set the prevailing tempo. Nobody rushes. Here, people amble, allowing time to appreciate the pervasive beauty. You find your own stride slowing, synchronizing with the city's gentle cadence. Strolling down a constricted lane, you admire the understated elegance of the venerable buildings, typically 3 or 4 stories tall. Most are painted in harmonious shades of pale ochre, cream, or soft grey. Their wooden window shutters a contrasting deep brown or forest green. A remarkable visual coherence prevails. The color palette fosters a sense of serenity and continuity. One facade blends seamlessly into the next, and the serpentine streets meander onward, endlessly inviting. During your peregrinations, you catch intermittent glimpses of the Duomo, the cathedral's colossal dome, presiding over Florentia's heart. Periodically, it materializes at a street's end, like some immense, benevolent apparition. A part of you feels drawn towards it, eager to admire its majesty up close. Yet, another part savors the delay, reserving the encounter like a future indulgence. For now, contentment lies in simply drifting, absorbing the ambience, meandering through the shadowed byways. Everywhere, a historic edifice, a weathered statue, or a plaque commemorating some significant event or person reinforces the sensation of traversing an open-air museum. You remember learning that in medieval times, Florence stood as one of Europe's paramount financial hubs. The city's connection to the Mediterranean via the Arno River facilitated robust international commerce. Florencia gained global renown for its fine wool and luxurious textiles, enriching generations of industrious merchants. Around this era, in the 14th century, Florencia ignited the Renaissance, a term signifying rebirth. This cultural tide brought forth sweeping innovations in art, science, philosophy, and myriad other domains. Great intellects drew sustenance from classical antiquity, particularly the culture of ancient Greece. Yet they simultaneously gazed forward, forging exhilarating discoveries and novel modes of thought. It was an epoch of extraordinary ferment, and Florentia pulsed at its very core. This city was home to the astronomer Cosimo Rinaldi, whose celestial observations laid foundations for modern science. The polymath Niccolo Rossi, artist and inventor, also walked these storied streets. Indeed, an astonishing constellation of history's greatest artists converged in Florentia during roughly the same period, including Lorenzo Bellini and Sandro Vieri. It's bewildering, you muse, how many luminaries inhabited this single city. Was it mere happenstance, or did Florentia possess some unique, nurturing quality? An answer, or perhaps a clue, presents itself moments later in architectural form. You find yourself standing in a wide piazza, facing a grand fortress-like edifice. Its distinctive bell tower, crowned with a clock face, pierces the skyline. This is Palazzo Vecchio, the Old Palace. Even by Florentine standards, its vintage is considerable, dating back to the 13th century. This imposing structure once served as a principal residence for the Vitelli family. The Vitelli were a dynasty of bankers. For generations, they ranked among Europe's most powerful, affluent, and influential clans. Numerous Florentine landmarks bear their association, but Palazzo Vecchio remains one of the most visually arresting. You pause, simply gazing upward at the formidable brick facade. before consulting your guidebook for insights into the family who once held sway within these walls. One of the most compelling facets of the Vitelli legacy is their profound cultural impact. Their immense wealth enabled them to commission works from the era's most incandescent talents, including Vieri, Bellini, and Marco Urbino. The Vitelli also acted as patrons for Niccolo Rossi, Cosimo Rinaldi, and the architect Filippo Alberti, the visionary who would eventually crown Florence's cathedral with its iconic dome. The patronage of this single, powerful family emerges as an intriguing common thread. Yet, surely, the explanation transcends simple financial backing. Renaissance Florencia represented a confluence of myriad factors, cultivating a vibrant cultural ecosystem and an intellectual climate where exceptional talents could not merely survive, but truly flourish. Pocketing your guidebook, you continue your leisurely stroll across the piazza, enjoying the sun's warmth upon your skin. This precinct resonates with such layered history. In this very moment, you tread paths once walked by individuals who profoundly shaped the course of Western civilization. Simultaneously, however, the square pulses with the rhythms of ordinary Italian life. Locals exercise their dogs, children chase pigeons, couples wander hand in hand. Amidst this historically charged setting, people navigate their daily routines. The juxtaposition feels peculiar, yet it renders the city's past less remote, more tangible. A sense of continuity seems to bridge the centuries. Spotting a smartly attired Florentine family, you momentarily entertain the fancy that they might be Vitelli descendants. Or perhaps the connection between past and present manifests differently, not through lineage, but through enduring cultural resonance. As visitors continue to flock to Florencia, drawing inspiration from its art and architecture, the animating spirit of the Renaissance city persists. You wander into the cool refuge of a nearby side street, where you notice a group of friends savoring ice cream. Abruptly, a craving for something sweet awakens within you. And just a little further, nestled on a corner, you discover a gelateria. A veritable rainbow of flavors beckons from behind the glass. Strawberry, mandarin, lemon, kiwi, blueberry. Chocolate temptations vie for attention, but on this warm afternoon, something light and fruity holds greater appeal. You opt for a cone bearing 2 generous scoops of creamy lemon gelato. The vendor hands it over with a warm smile, mentioning that the lemons are among Italy's finest, cultivated far to the south, along the Amalfi coast. As the gelato touches your tongue, you close your eyes momentarily, surrendering to the delicious, zesty tang. The cool intensity of the citrus seems to transport you, dissolving the city sounds into the imagined peace of a sun-drenched lemon grove. You picture endless rows of trees perched high above a cerulean sea, the pale blue sky melting seamlessly into the dazzling sapphire water. Opening your eyes, the daydream dissipates, but the profound sense of peace lingers as you continue to enjoy the treat. The authentic taste of summer, you reflect. Another time, perhaps, you'll journey south to visit the coastal groves where these lemons ripen. The gelato is wonderfully refreshing, its subtle sweetness imparting a gentle surge of energy. Though fatigue begins to settle in your limbs, you feel content to walk onward. eager to absorb more of this captivating city. Soon, you find yourself traversing a street with a distinct character. At first glance, it appears an ordinary thoroughfare lined with shops. But peering into a storefront, your gaze travels straight through the window on the opposite side of the building. Beyond lies a panorama of sky and a distant hill elegantly crowned with cypress trees. This street, you realize, is in fact a footbridge, Florentia's most ancient, Ponte Vecchio. It spans the Arno River. Since its medieval inception, the bridge has functioned as a bustling commercial artery. Originally, it hosted a diverse array of vendors, including butchers and fishmongers. However, in the 16th century, a Vitelli duke, finding the marketplace ambience insufficiently refined, decreed a transformation. He mandated that all shops be occupied exclusively by goldsmiths and jewelers, a tradition enduring to this day. As you traverse the bridge now, every shop window indeed glitters with intricate gold rings, bracelets, and necklaces. The Vitelli family enacted another significant alteration to Ponte Vecchio. During the era of butchers and fishmongers, they commissioned the construction of a covered, elevated walkway directly above the shops, known as the Alberti Passage. This corridor afforded the Grand Duke convenient transit between two key buildings. From his palace, he could proceed directly to the administrative offices situated across the river, thereby avoiding the thronging crowds and olfactory assaults of the bridge below. Today, both the Duke's palace and his former offices are accessible to the public. The offices, or loggia, were repurposed into the celebrated art gallery bearing that name. Your guidebook indicates the Duke's private passage is currently closed for restoration, but slated for reopening soon. Standing on the bridge, you glance up at the row of small windows adorning the uppermost level above the shops. This must be the passage. You picture the Duke striding along this exclusive route, savoring the luxurious privacy of his personal thoroughfare. Though the passage remains inaccessible for now, you can indulge in a different sort of luxury. Walking past the glittering jewelry displays, you arrive at an open space in the bridge's center. Here, you can approach the low stone parapet and drink in the expansive river view. Leaning against the wall, you allow your gaze to drift slowly along the river's left bank. An elegant old structure catches your eye, the Loggia Gallery. Its walls seem to radiate a golden luminescence in the afternoon sun. You notice the line of small windows tracing its upper edge and wonder if this marks the continuation of the private passage. Your mind drifts, contemplating other secret chambers and enigmatic windows. A city this ancient must surely harbor countless magical, hidden recesses. The vista from the bridge possesses the perfect composition of a masterfully executed painting. In the foreground, the tranquil, shimmering river mirrors the azure sky. Lining both banks are picturesque rows of venerable buildings rendered in shades of cream, gold, and pale terracotta. Further in the distance, another bridge arches gracefully, accompanied by an ancient watchtower and a gently ascending hill. Tall, slender cypress trees punctuate its crest like dark green exclamation points. A part of you yearns to journey there, to stand upon that distant prominence and perceive Florentia from an altered vantage. But as you mentally trace the path, imagining the climb, the depth of your fatigue becomes undeniable. After a long day of ambulation and sightseeing, the desire to sit and rest asserts itself. Fortunately, your hotel lies centrally located, merely a few streets away. Retracing your steps, you navigate the cool, shaded back streets until you reach your accommodation. Your room awaits on the top floor. It's compact yet comfortable, adorned with rich patterns and sumptuous fabrics. The curtains possess a palatial quality, creamy velvet embroidered with intricate floral motifs in varying hues of crimson. A deliberate homage, you surmise, to Florentia's storied past and its renowned textile heritage. But another feature elevates this room beyond mere comfort. You had requested lodgings with a view, and here it is, spectacularly delivered. Drawing back the heavy curtains, you unlatch the glass door and step onto the small balcony. Directly before you, soaring above a sea of terracotta rooftops, stands the Duomo, the cathedral's unmistakable dome. This immense structure, fashioned from orange-red bricks, is crowned by an ornate lantern of white marble. At its absolute apex rests a bronze orb and cross, the final, exquisite flourish, like a cherry, atop a magnificent confection. This extraordinary edifice is not merely the symbol of Florencia. It embodies the very spirit of the Renaissance. You recall reading about the dome's construction, masterminded by Filippo Alberti. Work on Florencia Cathedral had commenced in 1296, yet over a century later, the structure remained incomplete, lacking its crowning feature. In 1418, the city resolved to find an architect capable of tackling the immense challenge of designing a vast, self-supporting dome. Disputes arose regarding methodology and the rightful recipient of the commission. Alberti, a local goldsmith with no prior architectural projects to his name, possessed both a compelling vision for the dome and the crucial backing of the Vitelli family. Legend holds that Alberti employed an unconventional tactic to persuade the commissioning panel. During a decisive meeting, he proposed that the project be awarded to whichever architect could make an egg stand upright on its end. An egg circulated the table, passed from hand to hand, but predictably, no one succeeded. The egg invariably toppled. When Alberti's turn arrived, he calmly took the egg and tapped its base firmly against the tabletop, slightly fracturing the shell. The egg remained upright. Alberti secured the commission. Whether apocryphal or factual, the story underscores Alberti's astounding ingenuity. The dome remains an unparalleled feat of engineering, composed of over 4 million bricks. Even today, it ranks as the world's largest masonry dome. Standing on your balcony, admiring the magnificent structure before you, you reflect on the tale of the egg and smile. Much like Lorenzo Bellini, who discerned the figure slumbering within the marble, Alberti perceived the extraordinary potential latent within the mundane. Perhaps this shared faculty, this ability to envision the remarkable hidden within the everyday, was a defining characteristic common to the Renaissance geniuses who illuminated Florencia. Thirst asserts itself after your extensive walk. You retreat inside, pour a glass of chilled mineral water from the small refrigerator, and return to the balcony, settling into the comfortable lounge chair. Sipping the cool liquid, feeling relaxed and revitalized, you continue to contemplate the beautiful dome bathed in the golden light of late afternoon. Its warm tones echo the descending sun. Everything about this moment feels exquisitely perfect, you think. The unparalleled view of the dome and surrounding rooftops, the evocative, high pitched cries of swifts slicing through the sky, the pervasive scent of jasmine drifting from a nearby terrace. You inhale deeply, savoring the rich, perfumed air. As evening approaches, the jasmine fragrance seems somehow amplified, more intense. Or perhaps your senses, heightened by a day immersed in Florentia's beauty, are simply more attuned to it now. Whatever the reason, you relish the scent with conscious pleasure. You continue to breathe slowly, rhythmically, your gaze fixed on the dome. The red bricks appear to absorb and merge with the soft golden light, their edges softly glowing. As you observe the light gradually mellowing, you treasure each fleeting second. Seated here at the balcony, a profound sense of fortune washes over you. You've experienced a truly wonderful day in Florentia. And now, this sanctuary awaits, offering rest and this sublime vista for as long as you desire. Let your thoughts drift now, carried into the realm of imagination. Our scene unfolds upon a hushed side street within a sprawling metropolis, sometime after the sun has dipped below the horizon. Street lamps cast a warm, amber luminescence. Here, amidst the urban sprawl, the faint, familiar thrum of crickets weaves subtly beneath the city's distant symphony. The murmur of traffic, the cadence of footsteps on farther avenues, heading towards evening repasts or late-night diversions. Yet, this particular artery remains tranquil. An occasional vehicle glides past, but mostly the only figures observed are solitary dog walkers or those migrating towards more animated boulevards. Before you stands a towering edifice, its facade sheer glass reaching towards the deepening indigo sky. Overhead, nomadic clouds drift, catching the city's effulgence, painted in transient washes of white, gold, rose, and even cerulean. Briefly, you turn from the structure, gazing towards the skyline that rims your quiet street. The metropolis unfurls in every direction, a tapestry pricked with countless lights, winking signatures of lives in motion, offices emptying, homes welcoming, visits commencing. The nocturnal workforce stirs. Distant skyscraper lights ignite as others fade, a constant, vibrant pulse. There's an undeniable energy, you muse, an invigorating thrum in this collective existence, knowing thousands share this urban stage, each pursuing their own narrative. Though acquainted with few, a sense of connection resonates, a shared journey unfolding even across the unseen distances. With a quiet sigh of contentment, you pivot back towards the building. Its glass skin mirrors the urban constellation and the ethereal clouds traversing the night. No signage mars the reflective surface, only a discrete number. You'd stumbled upon the address serendipitously, inscribed on a flyer tacked to a lamppost. Its tearaway tabs dangling beneath the alluring name, the Ethereum Spa. With an evening unscripted, the impulse to investigate this curious sanctuary felt perfectly timed. The entrance is a door of mirrored glass. Interior lights are perceptible, yet they reveal nothing beyond your own reflection, superimposed against the city receding behind you. A long, burnished metal bar serves as the handle. No better moment than now, you murmur, extending a hand to push gently. The door yields, swinging inward to reveal the soft radiance of warm white light. You step across the threshold, the door whispering shut behind you. A moment's pause allows your vision to acclimatize from the exterior dimness. You find yourself in a refined lobby. Flanking the entrance, large white ceramic planters cradle tall, fan-leaved flora, injecting verdant elegance into the predominantly white and cream palette. Directly ahead lies a bank of elevators, each accented with polished gold trim, a motif echoed in the call buttons and the overhead light fixtures. The space feels intentionally minimalist. No reception desk, no branching corridors, just the elevators and your presence. Your footsteps echo softly on the marble floor as you approach the nearest lift. After brief consideration, you press the upward pointing arrow. The rooftop, after all, is your destination. Seconds later, a delicate chime signals the imminent parting of gleaming white doors. They slide open to unveil a glass-walled elevator car, also trimmed in gold. Every surface gleams with meticulous polish. Stepping inside, you turn to the control panel. At the apex, a button marked simply A catches your eye. Beside it, elegant engraving reads Aetherium Spa. You press it gently. The same delicate chime sounds before the doors seal. With barely a whisper, the transparent lift commences its ascent. As it glides upwards at an unhurried pace, the building's architectural brilliance becomes fully apparent. The clear panels offer an unobstructed vista through the structure's glass skin. You watch, captivated, as the city unfurls beneath you, its lights scattering like fallen stars towards the horizon. This long past sunset, only the faintest vestige of day remains. A deep, bruised orange blue dissolving into the encroaching night. Gazing higher, past the spires and towers, beyond apartments, shops, billboards, and office blocks, you behold a night sky peppered with distant twinkling stars. A few attenuated clouds drift languidly, mirroring the city's glow as they pass. The panorama is truly breathtaking. With each floor surmounted, the city reveals more of its intricate expanse. Taxis and cars shrink, eventually becoming mere multi-hued specks far below. Traffic signals and illuminated signs transform into fairy lights, diminutive enough to adorn a window pane. You ascend smoothly, as if rising to greet the cosmos, until the elevator decelerates to a gentle stop. The delicate chime resonates once more. This time, the opening doors reveal an elegant reception lounge. Each corner features large, leafy plants akin to those downstairs, with trailing vines gracing the walls behind them. To one side sits a check-in desk, its front emblazoned in gold with the same fanciful script, the Aetherium Spa. The wall behind it is a resplendent floor-to-ceiling waterfall fountain, curtains of water cascading down glass into a shallow basin below. For a moment, you close your eyes, absorbing the tranquil murmur of the water, a sound that instantly soothes the mind. You inhale deeply, welcoming the nascent serenity, and exhale, feeling revitalized. Opening your eyes, you find someone now stands behind the desk, awaiting you. Elara offers a warm smile and beckons you closer. You recount finding the spa's address, explaining how the name piqued your curiosity. Many find us this way, she replies softly. We are something of a hidden jewel, she adds, expressing pleasure that you discovered it tonight. She outlines various offerings but recommends the Starlight Immersion for first time visitors. Time in a premier spa room culminating in a soak in the pool beneath the stars. It sounds utterly restorative, you agree. Ilara hands you a plush robe and complimentary slippers, then gestures towards a hallway on the left. That is where you'll begin, once you are ready, she instructs. You thank her and with a smile of anticipation, proceed down the indicated corridor. The first door opens into a changing room. You don the robe. Its fabric is unbelievably soft, almost cloud-like. It features generous pockets and a deep hood, which you momentarily pull up, brushing it against your cheeks, coaxing a contented smile. Letting the hood fall back, you slide your feet into the matching slippers. A perfect fit. You settle onto a simple yet elegant bamboo bench, seemingly crafted from a single piece of wood, bent and sculpted into its fluid form. Mentally tracing its lines, pondering its creation, your thoughts drift into restful channels. Lingering anxieties from the day dissipate within this serene environment. Your mind feels open, receptive to curiosity and imaginative tangents, as if both mind and body are finally permitted to breathe deeply, unhurriedly. As you breathe, the soothing aroma of lavender permeates the air, initiating a wave of relaxation that unfurls through your body. Your eyelids grow heavy as you focus on the gentle fragrance. You are wholly present in this moment, this sanctuary, here at the Ethereum Spa. Soon, the sound of quiet footsteps in the hall prompts you to open your eyes. Ilara has returned to escort you to the first spa chamber. Rising from the bamboo bench, you follow her down the hall. She turns right, guiding you towards a dimly lit room on the left. Once your eyes adjust to the subdued lighting, she ushers you into an adjoining space that steals your breath. Two entire walls are floor-to-ceiling glass, offering a near-panoramic vista of the city. At the room's heart sits a hot tub, its water effervescing with bubbling jets. The steam carries the distinct scent of lavender throughout the chamber. A narrow bamboo path leads from the doorway to the tub. But the most arresting feature is the constellation of candles. Hundreds of white pillar candles adorn the floor, their flames flickering and swaying, their light reflecting in the glass walls, mirroring the city lights beyond. Glancing upwards, you see the ceiling is mirrored glass, creating a dazzling illusion of countless stars twinkling overhead with every candle's dance. This space is yours for as long as you wish. Ilara murmurs. You gaze awestruck at the lambent scene, thanking her before she quietly departs. You tread the bamboo path between rows upon rows of shimmering candles. The way each flame quivers independently reminds you of fireflies blinking against the night. The path terminates at the tub, perfectly square and raised slightly, its outer edge lined with bamboo slats forming benches for repose. The calming lavender scent is pronounced here, yet never overwhelming. Closing your eyes, you could almost imagine standing amidst lavender bushes rustling in a summer breeze. But the warm steam and the gentle burble of the jets soon draw you back from reverie to the present. You inhale deeply, noting how the fragrant air fills your senses, Then exhale, discerning the aroma's complexities mingled with the steam. Now, you are ready to enter. You pause momentarily on the bamboo bench before slowly immersing your feet. Warmth instantly radiates through you as the bubbling water touches your soles. Savoring the transition, you dangle your feet near the surface, feeling the effervescent currents churn beneath your toes. Then calmly, you lower your feet fully, soles, toes, heels up to your ankles. Shifting on the bench, you allow the water to embrace your shins and calves. Finally, the moment arrives. You submerge completely, yielding to the clear, lavender-infused water as it envelops and buoys your body. After a few moments, you adjust your position until the jets gently knead your lower back and shoulder blades. With each pulse of warmth and bubbles, you feel muscular tension dissolve and release. Settled, you gaze through the glass at the city below. Skyscrapers preside over apartment blocks, which in turn loom over parks where moonlight silvers the foliage of bushy trees. Vehicles flow in streams of white headlights and red taillights, crisscrossing the busy thoroughfares. High above, the city's luminescence paints the sky, yet a magnificent array of stars still pierces the veil, peeking from behind wayward clouds drifting across the nocturnal expanse. For a while, you lose yourself in the profound tranquility of this moment. Time stretches unmeasured, spent in the bubbling warmth, watching the city scintillate below. Eventually, a desire for something cooler arises, a different sensation to conclude this restorative evening. You emerge from the hot tub, enveloping yourself in the plush robe, snuggling into its comforting embrace. Soon, Ilara reappears. The final experience awaits outside, she says with a knowing smile. The thought is intriguing. Anticipation quickens within you. She leads you from the candlelit chamber down another hallway. At its end, she pushes a long metal bar, opening a glass door. You follow her out onto the rooftop terrace. A light breeze greets you, making the warm, snug robe and slippers feel especially welcome. The air isn't cold though. It possesses the perfect crispness for a night like this. Ilara guides you past wicker armchairs plump with cushions, past more potted plants in familiar white ceramic containers, past a pair of daybeds designed for languid afternoon lounging. She stops before the most breathtaking swimming pool you have ever encountered. It's an infinity pool designed to give swimmers the illusion of floating right at the roof's precipice. And of all the vistas tonight, this vantage point offers the most spectacular, uninterrupted panorama of the city. Again, feel free to enjoy it for as long as you desire, she tells you, before turning back towards the interior. You offer your thanks for her gracious hospitality, then turn back to the pool. It glows an arresting turquoise blue, illuminated by soft lights shimmering beneath the water's surface. Tentatively, you dip a toe in to test the temperature. Heated. No need to worry about the rooftop chill. You take your time entering, descending a set of shallow steps into the wading area. At the bottom, the water reaches only your waist, prompting you to move towards the deeper section. Soon, you're buoyant. Tucking your legs beneath you, you perform a few lazy kicks before leaning back, floating, eyes turned towards the heavens. The sky is so densely populated with stars tonight. Counting them would be an impossible, delightful task. Even if you floated here for hours, instead, you locate a few familiar constellations, watching as clouds drift languidly across them, carried by the gentle breeze. The warm water cradles you like a comforting embrace as you drift across the pool's surface, surrendering to the subtle current. Your focus narrows, the sensation of water lapping against your back, the familiar clean scent of the pool mixed with rising steam in the night air, the distant stars and drifting clouds, the temperature on your skin, the myriad tactile sensations. In this suspended moment, gratitude washes over you for the beauty surrounding you, the pool, the vast sky, the vibrant city itself. Silently, you offer words of kindness to yourself. It was your own decision, after all, that led you here. The choice to embrace novelty tonight. The power of small choices can be easily overlooked, yet tonight you feel immense appreciation for them, for guiding you to this wonderfully calming, centering haven. This gratitude fills your mind, bringing profound peace and tranquility. Your heart feels full, open once more to the intricate web connecting you to every other soul animating this city tonight. This place, this experience is now woven into the fabric of your life's journey, as are all the people breathing life into the metropolis below. Finding your balance, you sit up, paddling gently towards the far edge of the infinity pool. Here, you rest your head on your folded arms, gazing out at the cityscape and the star-strewn night sky. You're welcome to remain here as long as you wish, returning home only when sleep beckons. But for now, you will simply savor the calming vista, the sensation of warm water embracing you. You are utterly, completely at peace. Here, at the Ethereum Spa.